Hey everybody, it's Barbara Ann. Welcome back to my channel, Straight Out of Context. Stick around. Yes, you know what time it is. Our most favorite, evil, demonic little Gyp is over here saying this crap. That people don't even know what their expectations of her are. Well, I don't know, you're a convicted felon and a convicted murderer. Maybe our expectations are set by what you've said and what you have failed to meet. Like that you were going to advocate, you were going to change, you were going to be rehabilitated and reformed, and you weren't going to hurt anybody anymore, and that you were sorry and remorseful. And just to let you know, Gypsy, you sure as shit ain't no motherfucking Rapunzel, okay? Let's get that cleared away right now. You weren't kidnapped by somebody. You literally killed your mama, and you are a far cry away from being a beautiful princess. Aesthetically speaking, a nose job ain't gonna fix that. Losing weight ain't gonna fix that. When you're ugly inside and you're demonic.
Disney movie Tangled. It's about Rapunzel. She's a princess to this kingdom, and she's kidnapped by Mother Gothel from her real family. And Mother Gothel keeps her in this tower for all of her life and tells her, don't leave this tower. So that is all she knows. It's not okay to make fun of people, guys. It's not funny. You wouldn't want it being done to you, so why do you do it to me?
I honestly believe that she is delusional, that she actually believes the bullshit that comes out of her mouth. You know, the only loser, Gypsy, is Backdoor Ken. And he can't be bothered to, be interested in you anymore. And you yourself, you took 3 lives. Your mom's, Nicholas's, and Stephanie's.
I know I said I wouldn't. I know I did. And there's been a lot of things that she's done that has pissed me off. But this is the one thing that she has done that literally made me want to vomit. I'm talking pit in my stomach, the burning anger right here in the chest, in unbelief.
Y'all know Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Well, y'all know she was the mastermind. But Lord, I've been seeing Gypsy on my FYP and she's looking good. Gypsy look good. I want to hunt you.
Yeah. It's beyond disturbing to see Gypsy Rose repost a video that literally says she butchered her mom and that she was the mastermind just because it throws in a few compliments about her looks. That is glamorizing a horrific and tragic situation where a life was lost and trauma ran deep on all sides. This is not some quirky TikTok moment or some twisted version of female empowerment. It is a real life schmurder case. And for her to repost that like it's a fun little meme completely disrespects the gravity of what happened. Schmishmuse doesn't excuse glorifying violence. And while people can empathize with the alleged years of manipulation and suffering she endured, that I don't believe anyway, obviously, there's still a real responsibility to show remorse and awareness and not lean into internet fame at the cost of decency. There are young girls watching this. There are survivors of Schmishmuse and families of schmurder victims who see this and are reminded that the internet rewards shock value over accountability. It's sick, it's wrong, and it's a disturbing reflection of how far someone will go for attention. I don't know where common sense is with people these days, but this isn't someone who is grown, healed, or taken true accountability for her part in a violent, premeditated schmurder. It's someone who seems more concerned with likes, attention, and being seen as hot, rather than the reality that a human life was taken. Her own mother, at that. Yeah. No matter how schmishmusive she was. Prison was supposed to be a time for reflection and for change. But this is the kind of behavior that makes it clear that the only thing that changed is her freedom, not her mindset. And if she had truly come to terms with the weight of what happened, she would not be reposting videos that sensationalize and glamorize it. She wouldn't be laughing, flaunting, and feeding off the attention. She wants fame, not forgiveness. And you can't have both without first owning the truth of what you did and showing genuine remorse for the life that was lost. This isn't healing, it's exploitation. What Gypsy Rose is doing by reposting content that glamorizes her crime, it isn't just tasteless, it's dangerous. It undermines the voices of true victims and damages integrity and real advocacy work. There are countless survivors of shmishmuse, many whom are still trapped and terrified and fighting to be heard. When someone like Gypsy turns around and uses her story for internet fame without showing any real remorse or accountability, it sends the worst possible message that schmurder can be justified, that it can be trendy, that it can be a launch pad for celebrity. This isn't real advocacy. This isn't raising awareness. This is spectacle. And it hurts people who are out here doing real work, advocates, survivors, and professionals who try to bring attention to shmishmuse and get victims the help that they need before things turn. By leaning into this hot girl true crime icon persona, she isn't empowering victims, she's overshadowing them. She's making it harder for the world to take these issues seriously, and for the thousands of people who suffer quietly every day. That kind of performative fame is not just tone deaf, it's deeply damaging. And those of you that think it's cute or not that big of a deal that a convicted schmurderer is reposting a video that she butchered someone, you can unfollow me because it's sick and it's wrong.
I had to share that. Authentically Nadatha. Definitely go follow her.
Banana nut bread.
Say hi.
Oh, hey.
Miss Rose believes that her mom would forgive her for what she did to her. That's right, you heard it. Back in December, Miss Rose said she'd forgive me. In her book, Her Time to Scam, she said she believes this because on the 9th anniversary of her mother's unaliving that she plotted and planned, she received her first sonogram of her baby girl. She said some other interesting things in this article too. She goes on to say, I actually do have what's known as microdeletion 1Q21.1. She goes on to explain what the microdeletion is and a couple of things it can affect. But then she said, and wow, what an interesting coincidence. Every illness my mother claimed I had fallen beneath all of these umbrellas, except I actually didn't have a single one. Then she said, either my mother knew I had this condition before 2012, I thought the test was in 2011, researched the potential outcomes and ran with them, or this one time the disorder she claimed for me turned out to be real, though without real symptoms. Girl, what? The first case of her microdeletion 1Q21.1 wasn't found until 2008, so there was no way for Dee Dee to look up any kind of symptoms for this microdeletion. Before doctors diagnose a microdeletion 1Q2.1, like before they find it, they just treat the symptoms. They focus on managing those symptoms and improving their quality of life. Issues like feeding difficulties, developmental delays, and other manifestations such as cardiac or eye problems like strabismus. Treatment can involve physical therapy, occupational therapy, special learning programs, and medical interventions for special conditions like seizures or hearing loss, things she had. They monitor the person with regular checkups, and this is for the microdeletion, where it says management, treatment of manifestation, feeding therapy to address poor growth. They give them a swallow test when they have signs of dysphagia. Sound familiar? Talks about constipation, reflux disease, almost all the symptoms she had. And like I said, first case wasn't until 2008, and it can take more than 6 years to get an accurate diagnosis. And all those specialists she saw, reaching the correct diagnosis often requires consulting specialists in genetics, neurology, or other relative fields. And I think this article said a lot about her too. Because really what she's saying to the public is, my mom forgave me. Y'all shut the up. She wants you to shut up talking about it. Because her mom forgave her. That's how she likes to think of it. My mother is telling me that she wants me to move on with my life. Miss Rose has been moving on with her life since 2011 when she ran off with Dan and then pew-pewed her damn mama. And then she really moved on in 2015, June 9th of 2015, okay? And now on June 10th, maybe now I can think of my freedom. We can both be released from our purgatories. Pretty crazy, but she says her mama will forgive her. And we know she don't like to lie. And even though she been out here dragging her mama name through the mud with her one-sided story. But hey, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, in my opinion, and the rest. I mean, you saw what she said. Bye.
Okay, this creator named Flawless Nina shared this. This lady pretended to be a fan of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and just used the picture, even though she's not a Gypsy supporter. She used the picture to get the clicks, the views, and to get the followers, you know, get the attention, the traction to her own TikTok page. And Flawless Nina was like, girl, do it. Do your thing. Get your bag, get your attention, get your followers, whatever. But Gypsy then posted this. I will no longer be taking selfies with fans because her kindness is being taken advantage of so that way other people can get clicks and views. Is that not what you're doing with us when you want us to watch Lifetime? Gypsy Rose Blanchard, stop being a fucking hypocrite. You literally killed your mother. You ain't fucking shit.
Gypsy hater accounts. And that's all they talk about. That's all they share. And most of it's absolute BS. I know that you guys know one of the most famous ones on here that I can't stand. I think she's an absolute bully. She's a mean girl and she's just nasty. She's come after me a couple times because I don't attack Gypsy Rose and I support her, I guess we'll say. She has made a career on here of spreading absolute bullshit about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So as you guys know, it was going around that Gypsy Rose Blanchard's boyfriend Ken had left her, that he ditched her, which was absolute baloney. That never happened. And I can't wait until I believe it's the next episode of Gypsy Rose season 2, because it's now almost caught up to the time where this nasty ass creator was trying to tell everyone that a family member told her that they broke up, that Ken had enough of her crap and ditched her, which none of it was true. So once that episode airs, we'll have some chats then, because this nasty ass woman made this post to me being like, you say whatever you want, but I'm going to prove you wrong. Once the episode comes out and you see that they broke up, then you can come for me or something like that. Well, I'll be coming for her. So wait till the next episode and then I'll be making some posts, if you know what I mean. Anywho.
Ain't fucking shit and below all the other nobodies. But I'll tell you what right now, she sure as shit ain't follow through with that, because episode 7 aired last night and guess who did not make a video debunking that creator that she has been after for weeks? Yeah, Miss Julie Recaps or whatever the hell she goes by. You heard what she said, but she still hasn't made no video and she still hasn't shared or debunked anything.
Hoping that this man would come to his senses and realize that Gypsy is trash.
Why did you have repost instead of you posting?
I personally, I couldn't do it myself.
Who talked you into killing your mother?
I did. I talked him into it.
Why didn't you kill your mother?
I didn't believe I could do it.
Could you explain what you mean by that?
I don't like blood. I don't like the sight of blood. Frankly, I'm too squeamish. So I just honestly didn't believe I could do it on my own.
Why did you not consider poison?
It was too hard to find an odorless, tasteless poison. I felt like if I posted it myself, that he would have received a message that I'm trying to hurt him, and that's not what I was trying to do.
She doesn't want to hurt him, yet she goes on to say that she doesn't want to be with him, and that is definitive. That is permanent. You know, that's funny, Gypsy. That is so funny that you're willing to throw him away and look down on him because of his weight, because that same exact thing is going to happen to you when Ken leaves you because you're not pretty enough. But Lifetime and A&E Network, I salute you because you literally just played her up. They are biding their time. They're going to ride out all of this attention that's on the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. They're going to use her for ratings, and then they are going to leave her high and dry and be like, Gypsy who? What? They literally exposed that Brianna Hines, Christy's friend, her buddy, literally is her proxy. And that this Julie Recaps lady is nothing more than another mouthpiece, choosing to echo what's already published on People Magazine or TMZ or other articles and media outlets that are easily accessible by anyone via Google. That's not a recap. That's literally taking something that a journalist actually published and trying to republish it. But whatever. Episode 7 was completely boring. I mean, dead ass boring. There was nothing going on here. Oh, she goes to court because she's going to have her divorce finalized with Ryan. They follow Ryan, and everything in between is just Gypsy sob story and trying to turn herself into a victim, trying to make herself the victim of everything. And that's about it. You also see this really cheesy, like reminiscing on her and Ryan's marriage, which wasn't even 50 days after she got released to the time she's already leaving him and cheating with a whole other human being. You see them going to the courthouse you see them pretend like they're being hounded by TMZ and Lifetime cameramen. And we've already seen all this. This has already been well established in People Magazine and TMZ. This has already been all over TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of it. And we see Gypsy sitting there trying to act like she's not the one who's having her manager, Mike Stanfield, give articles specifically to People and TMZ to run. So that way they can still, get the ratings. Not only in the traffic to her social media accounts, because every one of those articles plug Gypsy's TikTok and her Instagram. But they're also trying to maintain the TV and the book ratings with these articles by keeping her name in the media.
Last night, an article had came out, and I sent it to you, but it was like talking about how like I didn't enjoy sex with Ryan, and I was like, that is so out of context. It was an interview of
Backdoor booty, no job Ken does not care. He literally cannot be bothered with Gypsy. I mean, his kissing of her is even awkward. And then they go reminisce how Ryan kissed her the same exact way. And then Christy is sitting there with gloves on, acting like she's getting arsenic somehow in all of these hate letters to Gypsy, and that she has to be the one to actually go through everything. And then they have this chessboard because they're apparently playing chess. Each content creator they take down, they knock it over. Who knows? I'm probably on that board somewhere too, but I wouldn't doubt it. But then they go into the next episode. It's supposed to be about the book signing at the bookstore and how somebody spent $300 buying a big wreath, and it said to the decedent, who is Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Funny. Who thought of that? And then they quickly show this lady who is the real MVP of that night. And Gypsy standing there all by her lonesome. Episode 7 is definitely not worth the watch. It was not only boring, it was completely dull. That's why my entire video talking about it has to be filled with other people's opinions and thoughts about things, because the episode itself is not enough for me to do a video on. Ryan seems to be moving on and enjoying himself though, which is about fucking time, dude.
Hey guys, it's me, Ryan. Of course, I always say that in every intro. I hope everybody's having a great day. I haven't done a video in a while, so I just want to do a video. I'm out here by my pool, the apartment's pool, having some fun with my friends. You can see it in the background. About to go play a game. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll find out in just a second. I'll send an update on that. But guys, it's about to be Good Friday tomorrow. I'm out of school for like 10 days. It's going to be great. I'm having fun. It's going to be a great week. I hope everybody has a safe spring break that's on spring break. But anyway, like I said, guys, I was going to talk on something that I saw that kind of bothered me. But you know what? Now that I think about it, who cares? Because you know something? I can't be bothered with that. Just being real. Okay, guys, hanging out. The game I said I was going to play is called, let's see, where is it? Drink, do or drink, yeah. And I don't really drink, so it's gonna be interesting. But anyway, guys, have a great day, great night actually, because I'm about to have a blast. Okay, some of my friends didn't get invited and included, so hey, yeah, about to play a game. I love you guys. Bye.
I was like, that is so out of context, so out of context, out of context, out of context, out of context.
Yeah, it sure as fuck was, because you put it there, and guess who's going to put it straight back into context? You know who. Don't forget to eat your royal mashed potatoes, and to subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and share.